The following is a special presentation of 18 WJTS Sports. Welcome to Indiana High School football on 18 WJTS TV. This game of high school football is proudly brought to you by Southern Indiana Propane, Liuna Indiana Laborers District Council, Uvalor & Son Chevy Cadillac Toyota, DuBois County Tire, Carpet Warehouse, Maringer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, and Just Whimsy. It's time for kickoff. Let's head out to the field.
Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome to Jasper High School football coverage here on 18 WJTS. I'm Carey Schneider along with Craig Schneider and Jeremy Marcos, and home are the Wildcats here at Jerry Brewer Alumni Stadium as they will host the mighty Panthers of Evansville Reitz. The Wildcats come into today's game with a 1-1 record, with opened up the season with a loss at Evansville Memorial for 36-14, but bounced back last week, Craig, with a 43-6 victory over Harrison in the ball game, which obviously some improvement and so forth. But just talk a little bit about that game and kind of recap a little bit.
Yeah, good offensive output for the Wildcats. Mainers had a really nice game overall when you look at his numbers, passing 15 of 23 for 239 yards and 4 touchdown passes, so that was big for him, but also rushed 7 times for 45 yards and 2 scores, so he accounted for 6 touchdowns in the offensive side of the ball. Butel with another outstanding game, 117 yards receiving on 3 catches and a score. Levin had 6 catches for 64 yards and 2 touchdowns, and then also Joe Heichelbeck had a couple nice catches, including a touchdown reception. So the Wildcat offense is one of those things where it's like they're starting to get things together and starting to get things to work for them, especially with the passing game. And so the Wildcats look really sharp offensively last week.
Well, tonight, of course, we move on to week 3, as we said, with Evansville Reitz here on Joe Rolliner Field at Jerry Brewer Alumni Stadium. The Panthers are 2-0, Craig, after defeating Vincennes Lincoln last week in a rather high-scoring game for both teams, 35-28.
Yeah, it was one of those games actually where it was a tie football game, but Reitz lost their star running back, Elijah Darrett. He went down with a knee injury, so they actually brought in Amir Juice Wilford. So we're going to have to refer to him as Juice tonight, number 12
Thanks
out there.
Thanks for saying that. I'll put it down on my sketchy Juice.
But no, he's a freshman running back that had a really nice game to fill in for Darrett. And he had 45 yards and a touchdown. But then the key was the 98-yard kickoff return with about 2.5 minutes to go in the football game. That was the difference in the game. So, again, he's going to be one player the Wildcats have to key on. But they've got a good passing game as well. Johnson, number 7, is their quarterback. He's 10 of 13 on the season for 192 yards and 4 touchdowns. But I tell you, if Darrett is out tonight, we'll kind of keep an eye if we see number 5 out there or not. He's got a knee injury, as I mentioned. But, the main thing is that I expect a little bit more as far as in the running game with Johnson from the quarterback position if he is out of the ball game.
Well, look, yes, of course, this is the opening game, or first home game of the 2025 season after first 2 weeks on the road. Very good crowd here on hand tonight, Craig, as, of course, the weather is great. I mean, it's overcast and so forth, rather, like I said, football weather, as they might say, for example. But it's Jasper and Reitz, and both teams bring a good crowd tonight. Yeah,
no question. Again, it's a key matchup in the conference. Reitz 2-0 on the season, and so, they're going to be looking to improve and all that. And, again, since we've joined the conference, Reitz was always kind of a rival if we ran into them in the tournament. But now being conference foes, I think that's just one of those rivalries that we've established along with Memorial and Mater Dei, and of course now Vincennes is going to be dropping out of the conference after this year, so that things have changed in that regard. But that's the main thing, is that when you're playing in a conference like this, you really want those rivalry games, and I really look at this one as one of those.
Definitely it is, like I said, because these two teams have had history for the last I don't know how many years now, going back to the of course, now with the last several years we've been in the SIAC, but before that, always seemed to run into them at kind of a game you always anticipated during the tournament.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And again, we're still in the same sectional with them, so that same thing will happen, along with Memorial. So it's one of those deals where it's like, actually Memorial I think has dropped down to 3A this year, but it's just that's the nice thing about the conference, is that you're also going to see a lot of these teams in the playoffs, whenever that time of the year comes around.
Right now they're having a discussion at midfield with the captains for Jasper, Jack Levin, number 12, Dylan Roblin, Max Butel, and, of course, Nate Lukemeyer. And, of course, Steve obviously gets the football to start this game tonight. As we wait for that, of course, again, this is just such a big game early in the year for the Wildcats. And of course, they got their one loss under their belts, but still, and, of course, with Reitz still having to play Memorial or vice versa, you should be interested to see, it could play a role in some of the conference standings already this early in the year.
Well, of course, because, again, I think that some teams, I don't expect anybody to go undefeated in this conference this year. Again, Castle has already got a loss. Mater Dei's already got a loss. You got Memorial and Reitz that are 2-0, but again, they're going to face each other. So I think there's a lot of parity in the conference. North got a win in week 1, so I just really think. Obviously, Bosse and Harrison are still struggling a little bit, but even Central got a win last week. So it's just one of those years that I think it's going to be up in the air. You still got your favorites. Memorial and Reitz and Castle are always going to be favorites going into the season, but I really think there's going to be nights where you're going to be surprised by some of the scores.
That's right, and of course, we ran Reitz tonight. Next week, Bosse. Okay, say what you will, but following that, back on the road for a big one with Mater Dei. So obviously, just gets more interesting as we go along. So, well, the Panthers did win the toss and they have deferred, so they will kick off to the Wildcats to start this football game here at Joe Rohleder Field, Jerry Bear Alumni Stadium.
And that's the thing. Whenever you get the football first, you got to really do something with it, and especially with the Wildcat offense. Reitz has not seen Jasper play this style of football yet, and it's new for everybody. Memorial, I think, not so much that Memorial played so great defensively against the Wildcats. I think the Wildcats just had a lot of bugs that they had to work out. So it was kind of nice to have that game against Harrison last week where you were able to, get Mainers to get a better flow. You're starting to establish what he can do with Butel and Levin and some of the others. Also, Joe Heichelbeck getting involved in the offense. So, I think tonight Wildcats should be geared up for a really aggressive game on the offensive side.
Blake and Recker and Beckett Holsworth are back for the Wildcats. The kickoff is taken by Holsworth, I believe, and he will bring it across the 25 to about the 26-yard line. So the Wildcats, led by their quarterback, Jalen Mainers, will head on to the gridiron.
Yeah, kind of taking a look at the Wildcat offensive line, looks like everybody's still pretty well intact, so no injuries or anything really to report. So, again, this is week 3 for this offensive line, and, not only just with the pass protection, but to just try to continue to improve in the rushing game as well.
Ross Dawkins did sit out that game last week against Harrison with an injury, but he is in uniform tonight, I believe. And I think that was a little more of a precautionary thing, if you will. Here is Levin on the football, or carrying the football. He's been away from a tackle, and he's going to manage about maybe 3 yards.
Yeah, I think that play, they wanted to get to the outside, but he was kind of forced to cut up and had to hesitate a little bit, and that allowed Reitz to recover, but still able to gain about 4 on the play.
So a pickup of, looks like 3 on the play. 2nd down and 7 at the 30.
Yeah, Reitz with a 4-man front, so no surprises there.
Handoff goes to number 31 for the Wildcats. Of course, that is Caden Ramos. Nice run by Ramos into Panther territory at about the 48.
Well, we talked about the running game, and that was huge right there. Again, you talk about holes just opening up, and he was untouched. We got a penalty flag.
Yes, we do.
Forget what I said.
Exactly. Well, so never mind on that play. The Cats are going to have to be, looks like the flag is at the 35, so it's going to take them back to the 25, and it will indeed. So 10 yards from the spot of the foul gives the Wildcats now second down from the 25.
Maybe I should be saying there's a reason why the hole was so wide open, because there was a hold there on the line of scrimmage.
Evidently. So 2nd down and long, about 2nd and 12 actually we'll call it. 2nd and 12 from the 25.
Yeah, you consider that was a 21-yard run there, so that's a huge penalty.
Well, they gave the Wildcats the football at the Panthers 48, but instead they're back at their own 25. Mainers gets flushed. He will keep it, and he'll run out of bounds. at about the 20, well, about the 26, so only a pickup of 1.
Not really sure why the official said keep the clock going, because he clearly ran out of bounds there. But
yeah, the clock does continue to run. I mean, he was out of bounds, but
oh well.
So third down and about 11 now.
Yeah, this is going to be an opportunity here for Mainers to maybe work the middle of the field, because again, that's usually where you find the seams against the defense and find some openings there to be able to get enough yards, because we need about 12 for that first down.
Mainers back, rolls right, fires a pass to the sidelines. Off the track it goes. Incomplete, and the Wildcats will bring up fourth down for the Cats, and they'll be forced to punt.
Well, it looked like a promising drive with the nice run by
penalties will kill you.
Yeah, by number 31, Ramos, and unfortunately, so it pushes the Wildcats back, and they're not able to recover, so it's more or less a 3 and out.
And it's going to give the Panthers excellent field position, too, as well. Let's see, do we have Owen Rice back punting again? Looks like we do.
Yeah, we do.
Number 9.
Yep.
Owen Rice, who set out last week's game with an injury, is back doing the kicking chores, and he has a high punt. And it will not take a favorable bounce. It will not take that. Yeah, exactly. Number 64 for the Cats. Down, Cooper Seal comes up with the football to kind of keep it from getting any worse. So,
man.
So short punt only got worse with the poor bounce, or unfavorable bounce, if you will. And as a result, Panthers have even better field position as they will head onto the gridiron offensively. 1st and 10 at the 45.
Yeah, they're actually starting back there. A.J. Coates, number 0, and he's had some decent numbers this year rushing the football. 12 carries for 57 yards. He's got 3 touchdowns, so he's obviously somebody that they put in short yardage situation, but he's going to have to work a bigger load tonight.
And Coates will get the carry on the first play for the Panthers from quarterback as he gets the handoff from Johnson. So Coates on the carry. Alex Ware makes the stop on the play for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Reitz offensively, as far as their offensive line, looks like they have a little bit of size advantage against the Wildcat defense, but we're going to have to utilize our quickness to really control that.
Johnson back to throw on 2nd down and 7. He'll get fleshed out. He'll run it, and he will get popped right there at the 40-yard line. Looks like number 10 for the Cats, Elliott Smith, makes the play.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those games where we have to be really physical, and because, again, their quarterback's able to get out of the pocket there and make a move, but we kind of force him to run parallel with the line of scrimmage at the end there to keep him from gaining any more yards than what he got.
From the 40, 3rd down. There is Coates on the carry, and Coates is going to be short of the first down. It's going to bring up 4th and 2 for the Panthers, most likely 4-down territory.
Yeah, good job by Drake Hagan to come up hard from his spot to trip him up and not give him that first down yardage, so he's a couple of yards short. So this is going to be big for the Wildcat defense to make it stop.
On 4th down from the 37, Johnson in the gun with Coates behind him. Coates gets the carry, and he'll have the first down. He'll have first down to about the 30-yard line.
Yeah, again, we got to get some penetration into the backfield, because, again, he pretty well just pranced 5 easy yards to get that first down. So we just cannot be blown off the ball all night, especially if they're going to run that bigger, stronger running back. I mean, he's 235 pounds, so that's going to be a load for the Cats all night if we can't control the line.
At the 35-yard line, and looks like we'll have a timeout called by the Panthers with 8:01 to go in the first quarter. No score here at Jerry Brewer Alumni Stadium. We'll be back after this on 18 WJTS.
It's Truck Month at Ubelar & Sons in Jasper and Vincennes, your Chevy, Toyota, and GMC headquarters. Choose from rugged new Silverados and Colorados, dependable Tundras and Tacomas, and professional-grade Sierras and Canyons. Ubelar's has the right truck at the right price for you. Don't miss these special Truck Month offers. 3 brands, 3 stores, 1 name you can trust. Ubelar & Sons in Jasper and Vincennes, where customers send their friends for hardworking trucks since 1929.
Back at Jerry Burr Alumni Stadium, an early timeout, Craig, by the Panthers, kind of surprisingly, the way they've been moving the football.
Yeah, I agree. But, obviously they saw something defensively that they didn't like, so they come out and actually spread things out a little bit more with 4 wide.
So we got 1st and 10 from the 31. Johnson hands off to a man over on this side. And a penalty flag goes down. It looks like, regardless, the carry is by number 12, Amir Wilford. Juice, as they call him, Juice Wilford. And, not enough juice for that one, at least a lot of juice by him. But, unfortunately, it's going to be nullified, it looks like.
Yeah, you could see the hole from up here. It was just, obviously, they were wanting to get him to the outside, but kind of a hold on. I don't know if it's on our defensive end or what. But, just officials keeping an eye on that early on. Both teams have been called for it.
So like Craig said, second holding penalty, one for each club now, and that puts the football back to the 40 now for the Panthers. So it'll bring up 4th down and very long. 4th down, about 19 says the scoreboard. So, or excuse me, 1st down. My apologies. Anyway, wishful thinking.
Don't jump the game.
No, exactly. Here is a carry by, of course, Coates. And on the pad, and a flag comes down after the play. On the bottom of the pile was Jude Peter along with Elliott Smith. And a flag is going to be thrown after the play. And we'll see what that's all about.
I think it's going to be a face mask, probably.
I thought so, the back of my head, too. But I was just, again, I'm not going to jump the gun too much. And it is a face mask against the Wildcats, and that'll tack on. Probably did have heard. It looks like it's only a 5-yarder.
But I tell you what, kind of a lot of what we saw against Memorial in their rushing attack is that, the running back in the backfield's able to kind of hesitate to read the blocks up front because we're just getting blown off the ball. So, again, we got to be stronger up front.
1st down and about 5 from the 27. Coates on the carry. Coates will pick up about 3. And more flags. Boy, air everywhere. Lots of, flags all over the place.
Well, we're getting a little applause on our side, so that might be on Reitz there.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flags on that field. Yeah. So every single referee chucked one out there. Every one of them saw something. Personal foul against the Wildcats. Personal foul against the Panthers.
Offset.
So offset. Yep. Offsetting penalties. Well,
and they're not going to replay the down, or are they going to count the down?
We'll see. Well, if they give them the ball where it's at, they're going to count the down. So it should be 2nd down, and it is.
Yeah.
So for 2nd down and about 1 or so at.
Obviously after the play, so.
Up 23. So from the 23-yard line, hand off to Coach. He loses the football. The Wildcats look like they got it. Or do they?
Yes.
It is Jasper football.
Yeah, Peter came up with it.
Okay, on Peter with the football recovery.
Well, that's a huge break for the Wildcats because the Reitz Panthers were just really dominating as far as the rushing attack, obviously. But, so see if Jasper can take advantage of this. They went 3 and out on their first possession, so we're going to have to really kind of get a little momentum shift here.
So big break for the Wildcats, stops the Reitz's promising drive, of course. And now the Wildcats, it's their turn to respond. Their 2nd drive of the night. First one, of course, was stalled after a big penalty. And there is Mainers. He's going to carry, and he's going to maybe lose a yard, actually, after all that.
Yeah, I think what you're going to see with Reitz a little bit more tonight is that they're going to have somebody keyed on the quarterback to try to stop that RPO play. And Cade Vogel, number 44, read that perfectly and blew it up.
2nd down and 10 for the Cats at their own 33.
Yeah, another thing, too, on the field, A.J. Coates is playing that middle linebacker spot, and he's their fullback tonight. So we'll see if that has an effect on him as far as his stamina all night.
Mainers intended for Butel. It goes through his fingers and incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down and 10 at the 33.
Yeah, for Jasper to be competitive in this game, we can't have drop balls like that. I know we had a couple of them last week against Harrison, didn't really make a difference, but it's a totally different story here against Reitz, so we're going to have to be perfect all night.
So with Ramos to his right, Maynard's out of the gun, and we have another penalty flag, likely a false start against the Wildcats.
Yeah.
And it is.
Yeah, it was that left side over there. I saw both Levin and also Butel jump a little bit early, so there was a little confusion on the snap count there.
So 5-yard penalty against the Wildcats. Back to the 28-yard line now, 3rd down and 15. The Cats facing another 3rd and long here on their 2nd drive of the night. Takes the handoff to Ramos. He's got a man on the near sideline. That is Butel, and he's got 1st down yardage, Craig, at about just near the 50-yard line, actually at the 49.
Yeah, perfect execution on that play because, again, you got to get your lead receivers out there to make those blocks, and he got the ball right into his hands, and beautiful play there. So, again, kind of threw Reitz off guard. I think they were expecting maybe something a little bit more in the middle field or towards the sidelines, but a nice screen set up nicely for an easy 1st down.
They were definitely set up for that defensively, and Maynard's 1st and 10. Throws again on this side, this time to number 1, of course, Beckett Holsworth. And Beckett might pick up another flag goes flying. So the referees are showing right now, Craig, they're not going to take any of this.
I know, I agree.
Any kind of extracurricular activity, which is great. You got to set the tone for the game at this early stage.
Yeah, there's no doubt. So again, just cheap shots and different stuff like that.
You're going to say, obviously, that in that first one, I'm going to make it just a wild guess saying Reitz initiated, but Jasper retaliated.
Retaliated, probably.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, of course, fortunately, the Wildcats were wise not to on this one, and as a result, it's going to be a 15-yard penalty. Should be.
And those are unnecessary mistakes. I mean, because, you blew up the play. It only went for about a yard or so. You pretty well completed what you needed to do with the stop, and then you got to be, popping off or, doing something cheap.
Throwing an elbow, something like that, Hand off to Ramos. Ramos to about the 31 for a pickup of 3.
Yeah, Ramos right there, number 0. Coates was able to get his take his feet out there because he was looking like he was making a cut to the left side that might have gone for a little bit more.
So 3-yard pickup gives it 2nd down and 7 at the 31. 5:49 to go in the first quarter, no score. Maynard's back, fires towards the end zone. It is incomplete. Little overthrown, intended for Beckett. Beckett Holsworth, the intended receiver. Oh, excuse me, Jack Levin. My apologies. I was looking at the monitor. Never mind. I blew it.
Yeah, there's another deep ball that the Wildcats aren't able to capitalize on because, we saw this against Memorial where we just had wide open receivers that we weren't able to connect with. So it was a little bit closer than what we saw in that football game, but still not able to, make those completions on those wide open plays there. So Maynard's is going to have to continue to work on that.
Now 3rd down. Pass is complete. This time it is complete to Holsworth. And Holsworth has a 1st down.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, again, his bread and butter is just going across the middle. So, that was a perfect throw right there, a good pattern, because anytime you make that cut in the middle of the field, it's got to be a pattern that cuts off that defender in a spot there where he's not able to, get right there on the receiver. So it's a real easy pitch and catch play.
1st down from the 15. Handoff goes to Levin. Jack tries to hit the corner, and he does, but he's going to be brought from behind by number 3 for the Panthers, Anai Clardy. So Levin on the carry. Will pick up about 5 to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, that's just an example of Levin just with some good hard running, good quickness to get to the corner there. And, it went for 5, but, that was just one of those. If he doesn't have the speed and the agility, that could have been easily a short gain.
So from the 10-yard line, 2nd down and 5. Pass is complete to Lukemeyer. And Lukemeyer is knocked out just shy of the... Oh, they are going to give him the touchdown. So touchdown Wildcats has Nate Lukemeyer from 10 yards out. Scores And the Wildcats draw first blood. They lead it 6-0.
Yeah, what I liked about that offensive set there is that we just really got a good flow of things. Connecting with the receivers. We missed the long ball, but then we came right back and we got critical first downs to keep that drive alive. But boy, once we got into Reitz territory, it was just 2 or 3 plays and we're in the end zone already.
Sophomore Aiden Truelove, who came in to kick last week against Harrison, did a fine job. He will split the uprights for the extra point score. And the score is Jasper 7, Evansville Reitz 0, 4:32 to go in the first quarter of play. We're back after this on 18 WJTS.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America are building roads and bridges to get Hoosiers where they're going today, and a new energy infrastructure that will keep Indiana competitive tomorrow. LIUNA's over 12,000 statewide members also grow local economies, earning good union wages, shopping where they live and work, and paying taxes. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Wildcats score first. They lead at 7-0 with 4:32 to go in the first quarter of play. Oh, nice scoring drive for the Wildcats, Craig. Of course, take advantage of a big break with the Reitz fumble as they had a promising drive going prior to that.
Yeah, you want to be able to get points off turnovers there, and that's exactly what the Wildcats were able to achieve there with some really good plays. I mean, nice screen play that they set up. We took advantage of a couple penalties there too, and but the thing is, once we got into Reitz territory, I thought that we really executed the offense to perfection there to be able to get that score.
So Aiden Truelove is on for the kickoff. 3 receivers back deep for the Panthers. Kickoff is away, and it will be fielded and into the end zone. Actually, as number 22 for the Panthers, Colin Johnson was unable to come up with it. He had it in front of him, but it was able to got it past him, and it rolls into the end zone for a touchback.
All right, so there's the opportunity now for the defense to answer because, Reitz had a really good drive going there before they fumbled the football. So, yeah, this is just going to be one of those if we can keep them in their territory and force them to punt and the Wildcats get that ball back in their hands because we're showing that we can move against this defense. So the offense is doing their job. Our defense has got to do it now.
1st and 10 from the 20. Johnson out of the gun. They'll keep the football, come over to this side. He is being pursued and brought out of bounds, knocked out of bounds, pulled out of bounds by number 7 for the Cats, Jack Levin.
Well, we mentioned that Johnson's going to have to be a little bit more involved with the offense from a rushing perspective. So obviously right there, a design play for him. But they're actually now setting up 2 running backs in the backfield, A.J. Coates, and then also Amir Wilford's back there with him.
Johnson picks up 8 on the play, 2nd down and 2 from the 28. He will go with Wilford, and Wilford has big yardage, and he's going to take it all the way. Wilford scores the touchdown, and immediately the Panthers, on just the 2nd play of the drive, answer the Wildcats score.
Well, you can't do anything about quickness and speed, and that's all that play really was. So they wanted to get Wilford to the outside, and it was just way too easy. Just made a nice cut there, and boom, he was gone. So showing you the reason why he was able to return that 98-yard kickoff return for a touchdown last week, as this play goes for 72.
And with that 72-yard jaunt, it's 7-6 with Parker Ballmeyer looking to tie the ball game here. High snap, ball is down, and it is good. So the Panthers quickly strike back with 4:14 to go in the first quarter. Jasper 7, Reitz 7, back after this on 18 WJTS.
Just Whimsy on the Square in Jasper is your exclusive ladies' boutique, carrying a variety of incomparable top designers. You can select apparel from their large variety of elaborate accessories. Stop in for unique gifts like art from local artists and home decor. Think local, buy local. Just Whimsy on the Square in Jasper.
Well, the Panthers immediately answer the Wildcats with just 2 plays on a 74-yard run, I should say, excuse me. And it's 7-7 as the Parker Ballmeyer, the senior kicker for the Panthers, will kick off to the Cats.
actually, if anything, that allowed A.J. Coates to kind of get a little break there because, again, he starts in their middle linebacker spot, too. He was out there in that fullback position, so, you know, giving him a chance to kind of catch his breath and look for him to be a little bit more involved in their offense next time around. Cats with a nice return.
Nice return indeed, but there's a penalty flag goes flying. Blake and Wrecker on the return, but we'll see exactly where now the Wildcats will have the football after the flag goes flying. Seen a lot of penalties in this game, of course, and they're probably rightfully so, perhaps. Officials so far look like they're calling a very tight game. Of course, we've had the personal foul penalties, and that is a hold against the Wildcats.
Yeah, it looks like an illegal block in the back there, and, you know, that's typically what you're going to run into. But the thing is, though, it looked like that was further down the field, so he was already past the 40 by the time he threw that flag there. So probably an unnecessary block that Cats really didn't need.
They'll mark it from 35 and down to the 25. So they 10-yard holding penalty. And Jasper with it at the 25-yard line after a nice return by Raker. So Mainers out of the gun. First down from the 25. Ramos comes to his side. Fakes the handoff and it tries to find Beckett Holsworth for a quick hitter, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, Cats are really wanting to try to keep their rhythm offensively, and you know, that's just one of those plays designed to do that. So, but yeah, just led the receiver a little too much there, and that was probably a little bit too much mustard on it too. So Beckett wasn't able to hang on to it.
Second down and 10 now from the 25. Pass is complete, a screen on the other side to Jack Levin, and Jack will pick up about maybe 5 on the play.
Yeah, I think in that play, actually, Lukemeyer was doing a nice job holding his guy, and Levin just kind of tripped up his own man, or tripped over his own man there, so that play should have gone for more.
But it only goes for 5, in this case, third down and 5 at the 30.
Yeah, the Cats are going to have to continue to convert on these third down situations here. So this is a big one right here. You don't want to give the ball right back to Reitz so quickly.
Takes the handoff and the pass is complete to Heichelbeck. Joe Heichelbeck inside the 40 to about the 42.
Yeah, same route that Beckett ran earlier. And right there, Joe, one of the inside receivers. And again, just an outstanding target when you're talking about 6'4", 215 that Joe stands. And so, you know, that's just one of those where, you know, you just got to lay it out there for your tight end for an easy play.
So at the 42-yard line, first down and 10 for the Cats. Under 3 minutes to go in the first. 7-7 is our score. Ramos on the carry. Ramos, big hole. He has about 6 yards, maybe 5 actually on the cane.
Yeah, the Cats did the job there at the line of scrimmage, but once he got into the backfield of Reitz, it was easily closed off there by Coates. But yeah, that was one of those plays that if he gets by Coates, that's probably going for about 15, 20 yards.
We move the football back to about the 46-yard line, and that'll be second down and 4. Second down for the Cats, second down and 6, I should say, excuse me. Ramos this time spins off a man and end up going to lose another yard. So that's bringing up third down and even further back. After about maybe a loss of 2.
Yeah, that play was completely dominated by number 44 for the Reitz Panthers, Cade Vogel. So, yeah, he read that the whole way from his linebacker spot and just nowhere for him to go and lost actually a yard or so.
So another big third down play coming up for the Cats. They converted one already on this drive from the 45. Mainers fires a pass. It's complete to Butel. Max is going to be short of the first down. He will have it at about the 40, about the 48.
Yeah, again, Butel, one of his primary targets, hasn't had too many catches yet tonight, but, you know, that's the thing. You get him out 5 and out, and he's got the ability to get more yardage after that catch. So Cats They're going to be short here, and they're going to go for it, obviously, on 4th and just about half a foot or so.
About half of, yeah, exactly. And so here we go. 4th down and very short with a minute 31 to go.
Going under center this time, so we'll see if maybe a little push tush.
And a penalty flag.
Yeah, I think we had some movement.
Penalty flag at a very inopportune time against the Wildcats. It'll be a delay of game, they called.
Wow, okay. I mean, yeah, the back judge threw it, so.
Well,
thought I saw some movement from one of the
now what are we gonna do?
slots over there.
Officials timeout here as the referee will come forward and talk with Coach Hart. Derek Hart, of course, now playing against his alma mater, coaching against his alma mater, as he, of course, helped his father lead Reitz to a state championship back in 2009. And the Cats, Mainers out there, looks like they are going to go for it here with a 4th down and 5 from their own 47. Five seconds on the play clock. 1 second and barely get it off. Manners fires a pass to Lukemeyer, and he spins his way into a 4th down. Nice effort by Nathan Lukemeyer, trying to spin off his tackle. He got it across the 45 to about the 43, and it's a 1st down for the Wildcats and a big 4th down play.
Yeah, that was actually playing through the contact right there because they had him stuffed right there where the marker was, but he made that little spin move and just a little bit more power there, so the weight room paid off for him on that play.
So the drive stays alive for the Cats as they are now in Panther territory. Mainer's back. He'll fire a pass up the middle. It's caught by Heichelbeck, and Heichelbeck is knocked to his side by number 30 for the Panthers, Reitz Majors. And Heichelbeck will take it to, it looks like, the 25-yard line for a 1st down for the Cats.
You know, and that's one thing when I was talking about the start of the season, how this offense is going to work. Your receivers have got to get into open spaces, and they've also got to be able to catch the football, and so far we're seeing that tonight.
So 1st and 10 for the 25. Under a minute to go in the quarter. Ramos on the carry. Tries the right side. Turns the corner, and will pick up about 3 on the play.
Number 30, Reitz Majors.
Reitz Majors again on the tackle for the Panthers. It will be a pickup of 3, 2nd down and 7 at the 22.
Actually, kind of the impressive part about that play there is really how quick Ramos showed his speed there. You know, it only gained about 3 yards, but he ran parallel with the line of scrimmage and was able to cut up there. So he was able to get to the outside, so look for that play to open up probably for a little bit more later on.
As the clock winds down to bring us to the close of the 1st quarter play, it is Jasper 7, Reitz 7. Wildcats knocking on the door when we return after this on 18 WJTS.
After a long day of digging holes and keeping cats out of my yard, I'll wind down on a nice, comfy, soft cloud. My human buys the best fluffy stuff from Carpet Warehouse.
At Carpet Warehouse, you'll find a floor that will please the whole family, even the ones with 4 legs. Rory loves to cool off by laying on laminates, tile, vinyl, or wood. You'll love them for their style and many selections.
Carpet Warehouse. Quality I can lay on. Quality you can stand on.
Back at Jerry Brewer Alumni Stadium, where it's now 2nd down and 7 as we start the 2nd quarter play. Cats will have it at the 22.
Yeah, Jasper just needs to keep the rhythm going here with their offense.
At the 22, Mainers. To Levin. Jack.
There we go.
Turns aside. Takes it in the end zone. 22 yards for the touchdown. The Wildcats have the lead back.
And I tell you what, an outstanding block by Nick Hanselman on that play because he made that cut in. Nick stayed with his guy, and then he was able to cut to the outside for an easy score. So, yeah, this offense is just clicking right now, Carey.
So the Wildcats, as Craig said, quickly answer the Panthers as they will bring on, of course, Aiden Truelove to put the Cats up, hopefully by a 14-7 score. Gets it away, and he splits the uprights for a 14-7 score. 11:52 to go in the second quarter. Cats by a touchdown. Back after this.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America builds and maintains roads, bridges, and other essential infrastructure that make us the crossroads of America. So thanks to LIUNA members' work, Hoosiers have a better quality of life, like access to utilities, easier routes to jobs, schools, or medical care. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Back at Jerry Burr Alumni Stadium, Aiden Truelove teeing up the football after the Cats take a 14-7 lead. 11:52 to go in the second quarter. 3 men back for the Panthers.
Yeah, one of the key plays on that drive obviously was that 4th down conversion. The Cats had a 4th and short and got the penalty and got pushed back a little bit. But yeah, Luke Meyer catching that football and barreling his way for that 1st down, kept it alive before that touchdown run.
Kick is straight into the hands of number 22 for the Panthers, Colin Johnson, and Johnson will take it to about the 30-yard line where the Panthers will set up shop.
All right, another opportunity for the Wildcat defense here. So an easy score obviously on the last possession, just going 2 plays and the 72-yard run by Wilford. So, yeah, well, I mean, obviously he's going to be a big part of their offense for the rest of the night, so he's going to be the lone back to start off on this drive.
And Juice Wilford will be standing behind quarterback Jamontre Johnson. Johnson out of the gun, hands it off to the Juice, and he, boy, fortunately for the Wildcats, looks like number 24 for the Cats, Ethan Young, just in the nick of time, was able to put a hand on him and bring him down because he looked like he was off to the races on that one as well.
Yeah, again, really good quickness, and but he had a hole that was huge for him to run through. So, you know, probably about 8 yards down the field before he got touched. There's another one.
Wilford again on the carry, and he's going to pick up maybe about 8 to 7, maybe 8 yards on it. He's going to take it, looks like right at the 50.
You know, and that's the thing when you got quick running backs like that, those holes got to open up quick because he's going to blast right through there as opposed to what you saw with Coates, who's going to hesitate a little bit and watch for that hole to open up for him because, you know, they're obviously 2 different style of running backs back there.
Here he is again. He's got the 1st down to about the 46 as forward progress will take him to that point.
Yeah, the other thing you got to keep in mind is that he's just a freshman, so this is all brand new to him. I mean, as far as, you know, playing against varsity competition. So I'm sure the only way he knows how to run, and that's hard and that's fast, straight up the middle and utilizing his quickness. But as he matures, he'll be one of those guys that, you know, is able to kind of measure what's going on at the line of scrimmage before he makes his move.
They're going to stick with them, and this time he's wrapped up after maybe a gain of 1. See who is that on the bottom of the pile.
And Young made a stop too.
Number 55 on the bottom for the pile for the Cats, of course, Nick Huntsman. And Young, you said, was in on that, of course, yes.
You know, and that's an example right there because, again, he just blasts through the spot there, and the Cats had it plugged. So, you know, a lot of times in those situations, unless he can break to the outside, if he's running right through that hole, you know, that's an easy stop for the Cats.
No gain, 2nd down and 10.
They got him split to the near side this time, so 1-on-1.
Back to throw. Passes in, almost intercepted. Nearly picked off by Lukemeyer.
Yeah, Lukemeyer skied for that one. That's a tough catch to bring down, but he got his fingers on it and almost did. But yeah, that's one of those where a little play action there to kind of confuse things, and I think they were looking downfield for Wilford, but the quarterback just didn't put it on the spot.
Nice effort by Nate Lukemeyer. Third down and 10 for the Panthers, Craig. Big third down coming up here at the 46. Johnson back. He will get pressured, chased, and will be brought down back to the line of scrimmage. Number 10 for the Wildcats, Elliott Smith makes the stop.
Oh, we got some flags going here.
Absolutely, more flags come in after the play.
Yeah, because actually after Elliott made that play, somebody pushed him from behind, so hopefully that's what they picked up on that play.
You know, they can do that stuff all night as far as I'm concerned. Only going to kill yourselves. And it is indeed a personal foul against the Panthers, so I'll push them further back.
Well, and that's the thing. It's actually after the play, so it's going to force them to punt here.
Exactly. So fourth down will be coming up nonetheless, but it'll be fourth and even longer. It looks like their punter is right now. He's set up, Craig. Oh, he's pushing back. Well, of course, they got to set the ball.
Yeah, they're going to set it right there at the 39-yard line.
30. Okay, you're right at the 40 actually, but nonetheless, it's going to push them back. Their punter, he will be kicking from, it looks like, the 28. And Beutel is the man back for the Wildcats. So Ballmeyer will punt. He'll get it away. Nice punt. Max will let it roll out of bounds. It looks like at the 10. So excellent punt by Ballmeyer. Big lift for the Panthers right there.
Yeah, there's no doubt. He wanted to punt it away from Beutel and put it in a perfect spot over there and just able to roll right out of bounds at 11, so you couldn't ask for a better situation for Reitz considering where they were punting from.
So, looks like they're going to at the 11 actually, 11-yard line. So, first and 10 for the Cats.
Yeah, about a 49-yard punt there.
9.5 minutes to go in the quarter. 14-7, Jasper on top. Mainers hands it off to Ramos. And Ramos will pick up maybe 2.
61, William Friday on the tackle.
On the bottom of the pile for the Panthers is William Friday.
You know, and that's the thing, especially when you get pushed this far on this side of the football field, you know, you want to be able to get some good running plays because, you know, if something goes wrong with the pass, you know, the passing game, ball gets tipped or something like that, it's going to be an easy score or at least great field position for Wright. So Jasper's got to be a little careful here.
On second down and 8, Mainers fires a pass incomplete intended for Beutel. And that'll bring up third down.
Yeah, it's just one of those a little bit too tall for Beutel to be able to bring down. He was open, and yeah, it was just unfortunately we didn't have Heichelbeck even for that one. Beutel just not able to bring it down.
So third down for the Cats. Big conversion would be huge here.
Yeah, Cats have converted on third downs and fourth downs tonight, so we'll see if we're able to do another one here.
Third and 8 from the 13. Mainers fires a pass.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I was going to say.
Wow. Heichelbeck was held big time, and the flag does come in. Boy, he threw that from about 15 yards back.
Coates caught the flag. That's who he threw it on, yeah.
Oh, no kidding. I didn't see.
Yeah, he reached his hand up there and knocked it down.
There you go.
But, yeah, I was like, you got to call that. My goodness. That was obvious from way up here.
Oh, big break for the Cats. That was huge. As we said, as it was a big third down play that we're alluding to.
And the thing is, it's a pass interference, so that's 15 yards. So obviously we're going to get the first down. Even a hold of 10 yards would have got the first down, but still, every extra 5 yards is worth it.
I'll be anxious to see the number of yards the Panthers have been penalized already in this ball game come halftime. So big penalty against the Panthers there, as they would have forced the Cats to punt. Heichelbeck was not going to catch that ball, probably.
Well, see, that's the other thing, too. When you get a passing game like this that's working for Jasper, you're going to get in those situations where it's like, okay, you're in the third and long, and if you throw it deep or throw it in a certain spot, you've got that risk for a penalty, too. So Jasper took advantage there.
Here's Jack Levin on the carry. And he gets pushed back. And he will take it, looks like about the 35.
Yeah, getting Levin involved in the running game. That's a big play there to pick up about 6. Also be looking for, we haven't run Butel on that counter play that we've been seeing him show some success so far in the first couple games. So, yeah, just like the creativity that we're seeing overall in this offense tonight.
Second down from the 35. After that, he was able to connect it to Heichelbeck. Joe is going to be wrapped up for the ankles by A.J. Coates.
Well, Mainer's right there. Couldn't handle the snap, but got the ball right back in his hands and quickly got it to Heichelbeck. Heichelbeck made something out of nothing really there.
Well, credit Mainers for being able to recover and get that pass off. And like you said, Heichelbeck doing his thing. But Coates was right there to tackle him just shy of the first down mark. But it is third down and still very short.
Yeah, it's third and short. We're going to get our power set up here with Eckert and also Alec Ware out there. But Cats call a timeout. Probably a smart timeout here.
Timeout is called with 7:25 to go in the second quarter. Jasper will have third down and short when we return after this.
Contact Maringer Plumbing, Heating and Air at 812-482-4425. That's 812-482-4425. Located at 723 3rd Avenue in Jasper.
It's hard to stop a train.
Think about the journey, not about how you're getting there. The all-new Michelin LTX MS2, engineered for 2 extra years of tread life. Available at DuBois County Tire and Supply in Jasper.
Big or small, we service all. DuBois County Tire.
Love Nice Stadium after a timeout by Reitz with 3:24 to go. The Panthers have third down and 14, Craig. Be interested to see how things unfold here, what they do on this play, because as far as the results, because it's going to decide what they're going to do if it comes up on fourth down.
Yeah, if they gain 7 or 8 yards, I expect them to go for it on fourth down because you're a little bit deeper in Wildcat territory. They throw incomplete here. Obviously, they're going to have to punt, but they've got Coates in the backfield, so we'll see if he's back here for pass protection or what.
And he pitches it back to Johnson.
Oh,
and he'll
yes!
get brought down. The ball
down.
is loose, and the Cats have it. Making the pop for the Wildcats was number 64, Cooper Seal. Seal had great pursuit. Ball got loose on that play. You want to talk about it with Craig? I mean, what they were trying to do there.
Yeah, they actually got it to Wilford. He was going to pitch back to the quarterback, and Jasper just basically was in the backfield. And, when you get back there and you put pressure on not only the ball carrier, but he's trying to pitch that back to the quarterback. It disrupted the whole play, and next thing you know, he's down and loses the football, and Cats with great an opportunity here with 3:16 to go.
And the Wildcats were basically had their eye completely on Wilford. Obviously not expecting them to that, but fortunately for Jasper's defense, as you said, had great pursuit. Were able to come up with the turnover, and Jasper has it 1st and 10 at the 41.
I'd like to see the Wildcats maybe go for a home run here and see if we can finally connect on that vertical play, but quick run up the middle. It's
and
just
it will,
not there.
No, Ramos, and he's going to lose maybe a yard, if at best, no gain, as Panthers thought they had come up with the strip, but it will bring up second down for the Cats at the 41.
Yeah, because I don't know if he was down quite yet. So, I mean, obviously it's a situation of forward progress right there. But Azeri Jackson just had that football in his hands, and he was off the other way.
So, second down and 10 at the 41. 2:40 to go. Cats obviously want to hit the scoreboard before the half, as Reitz will have the football to start the second half. Mainers comes this side to Lukemeyer. He gets away from his tackle. He'll take it to the 35 and about to the 30-yard line before he is brought down by number 30 for the Panthers, Reese Majors.
Yeah, that situation right there, the Wildcats taking advantage of a missed tackle by And nary clarity, I mean, because he had a nice bead right there on Lukemeyer. He blows that up, and then all of a sudden, it's basically maybe for a loss or two, but Lukemeyer with a nice spin move to open it up, and next thing you know, we're looking at a first down here at the 30.
That's two big, strong moves that he's made tonight after reception. So excellent job by Lukemeyer with what he needs to do with once he makes the catch. First and 10 at the 30, under 2 minutes. And again, nothing doing on that run play.
Yeah, there's just nothing between the tackles right now for the Wildcats. I've not seen one play work up the middle other than, short yardage situation where, we got it on that first down run by the quarterback. But, yeah, we just need to kind of open things up a little bit there to, diversify this offense tonight.
Clock is becoming a factor with 1.5 minutes to go. Second down at about 11. Here is Butel, takes the pass, and he'll throw a pass downfield, and it will be intercepted by the Panthers as A.J. Coates is there to come down with the interception. So a little razzle-dazzle by the Cats.
It didn't work on the other side, and I just don't think it's a good idea to even try it on our side because, again, our offense is moving, and we really don't need that type of trick play. I think if we just stay with what we're doing all night tonight and let Mainers do the job because, Butel, obviously a former quarterback, but he wasn't a passing quarterback. Let's just face it, know. And in that situation there, you design the play for him to throw the ball, and so he feels like he has to. So in that situation, he should have just thrown it out of bounds. But, yeah, I think just too much of a risk.
Yeah, very too much where the Cats really should have just been sticking to the basics, the way that drive was going. 1:13 to go in the half now. Handoff, goes to Wilford. Bring him down. Wilford is going to be brought down.
Number 12, the ball carrier, Wilford.
Let's see, it's like trying to pick him up on the bottom of the pile. There he is, number 2, Jude Peter.
Yeah, the other thing, just going back to that play, and, again, it just gives a little momentum back to Reitz, because Jasper had all the momentum going into halftime here. So, and then, Wilford's always got that ability to take it all the way. If he would have broke that tackle, who knows what would happen.
So say the Panthers still have a timeout under their belts here, and but the Wildcats will be the ones to stop the play with 45 seconds to go in the half, Craig. So obviously right now, if you're Reitz, you try to go for a long ball here itself, obviously, or be a little
you got
conservative.
time yet.
You got time, I guess.
You're at 45 seconds here. You just need to get the first down and kind of catch your breath, maybe clock the ball or something, and then try to set up, getting something a little bit closer to midfield, so you got to work the sidelines. But that's one thing, is that Reitz has not had a passing game hardly at all tonight. And so, it's just one of those situations where Jasper gets a stop here, and I think that we're pretty well just going to take it into halftime with the lead. But, yeah, for Reitz to be able to get downfield, and plus you could still work the middle of the field too as well, because, again, a first down is going to stop the clock. So we'll see what they come up with here.
So, for the Panthers, it'll be second down and 1, I should say, at the 24. Craig said he's right, 45 seconds. Could be able to get plenty enough time to at least get you some kind of position for perhaps even a field goal. The Panthers, as we said, will have the football to start the second half. Pass is thrown downfield, and it is incomplete, intended for number 1, Lucas Feldman. Jack Rabin defending on the play for the Cats. They'll bring up third down for the Panthers.
Well, the interesting there is that they made a quarterback change.
I was just going to say, I noticed that was, I think it was, looks like it's Ballmeyer.
Yeah, Ballmeyer, they brought him out there to throw. So, obviously he's must have a better arm throwing it deep, but yeah, they're just going to want to try to get the first down here, but we got to get him in the backfield, and we do. That's big.
That's a big defensive play, as Craig said, for the Wildcats, and it's going to result in a loss and a fourth down coming up with 33 seconds to go, and we have a timeout by Jasper. So the Cats burn their final timeout to stop the clock and to see what kind of field position they can get with this punt here.
Well, with 33 seconds, I'm sure you'll you'll think about putting a little bit more of a rush on there, possibly block the punt, but you don't want to commit a penalty in that situation. So, yeah, I think it's just one of those deals where it's like, well, think about it, but don't get too crazy and aggressive with it. But because, again, if you only got 10 seconds, it's a different story. With 33 seconds, that's still enough time that something could happen if Reitz got the football back with the first down.
So it's been a very, very, very good first half to watch, as you would expect between these two teams. Two very highly touted programs here in southwestern Indiana. So great third week matchup between the Cats and the Panthers, as now with the timeout coming to a close, it's 4th down for the Panthers with 33 seconds to go. They will be punting to the Wildcats with Max Butel back for the Cats.
Well, that's the thing. Ballmeyer's he's their punter too, so but no, he's just going to kick it.
And it is a
let
short
it go. Let it go.
And Butel will field it at the 45. He will run with it to the other 45, just about, before he is being brought down out of bounds by number 44 for the Panthers, Cade Vogel. Actually, Jasper that time had 2 men back this time for the punt return.
Yeah, and the main thing there is that at first I thought he would just let it go, but he had a beat on it, and I guess he just had one man to beat, and so he made a good decision there to field that ball. And so now the Wildcats in Reitz territory, 24 seconds to go. I don't think we have any, I guess,
no timeouts.
No timeouts right now. So,
and he got him an extra 10 yards though on that return. That Mainers flushed, fires a pass, caught up the middle. It is complete to Lukemeyer. Lukemeyer at the 30-yard line, so the Cats will have to hurry up here as the clock will stop with the movement of the chains.
Yeah, you're at 16 seconds right now.
Right, 16 seconds to go. Clock begins to roll. Football at the 30. Mainers will get hit, and he will go down. So the Reitz interior line comes crashing in and closes in on him.
Well, in that situation right there, obviously you cannot take a sack because that ends the half. But, I don't understand why we didn't clock the ball there, because, again, with 16 seconds, you're going to start that clock. So instead of that play is going to run with 10 seconds, and if it doesn't work, that's the end of the half.
Plus,
but if you clock it right there, you stop it, and it allows you to set up a play and at least go for the end zone. So, I don't know if that was on Mainers or not, but, poor execution towards the end there.
Nonetheless, it brings us to the end of the first half of play with the score Jasper leading Evansville Reitz 14-7. We'll be back with the second half after this on 18 WJTS.
Southern Indiana Propane recognizes the hard work and dedication that our student athletes put forth to prepare to play their best in representation of our schools. The team at Southern Indiana Propane works to be tough on safety and easy on the pocketbook for our customers. When it comes to safety, we are the most stringent in the area because we want to do all we can to help our customers have confidence that their energy choice is a safe and efficient low-carbon option that is reliable and ready when you are. Propane, energy for everyone.
Back at Jerry Brewer Alumni Stadium and Joe Roletter Field, Carey Schneider, Craig Schneider, Jeremy Marcos, about ready to bring you the second half of tonight's football game between the Jasper Wildcats and the Reitz Panthers. Again, the Cats are on top 14-7 here at halftime, Craig. I'm going to do a little recap of that first half and what maybe perhaps look for in the second half.
Well, I tell you what, one of the things that really stood out here is the Wildcats' efficiency on 3rd and 4th down. We've converted 5 of 8 opportunities, 4 of 7 on 3rd down and 1 of 1 on 4th, compared to Reitz was just 1 of 5. They were 0 for 4 on 3rd down and 1 for 1 on 4th. But those numbers right there just keep drives alive, and the Wildcats were able to do that, especially on their 2 scoring drives. So with the 14-7 lead, that's huge. Looking at the numbers, rushing numbers not very good for the Wildcats, just 14 carries for 28 yards. Nobody with more than 15. Levin 3 carries for 15 yards there. But Maynard's outstanding first half with 14 of 19 passing for 147 yards and 2 touchdowns. Levin had a couple catches and a score. Nate Lukemeyer led the Wildcats with 4 catches for 45 yards and a touchdown. So, yeah, the passing game's there, but we'd really like to see those rushing numbers improve a little bit. Compared to Reitz, they have no yards passing. 0 for 2 in the passing department. Both quarterbacks that have been out there, Johnson and Ballmeyer, weren't able to complete their throws. But, and really, early on, you saw A.J. Coates with some nice runs, but he's kind of disappeared from the offense, and they've been focusing on trying to get Juice Wilford a little bit more carries. He's got 8 carries for 106, but, of course, the big one was the 72-yard touchdown run.
Well, the Panthers will have the football to start the second half, but the thing is, Craig, I mean, obviously, you know, again, looking back to that first half, it was a big opportunity for the Cats to maybe get something on the board there, but all for naught.
Well, I'll tell you one thing is really the impressive thing that the defense has been able to do tonight because, you know, take away that run. I mean, we've dominated this football game on the defensive side. So, you know, we've got a sack. Elliott Smith had a nice sack on the quarterback. And then 2 fumble recoveries and, you know, being able to convert those turnovers into points, and the Cats were able to do that. So, yeah, this has just been again, a calling card for the defense to put this type of performance, and we just got to do it for another, another 24 minutes of this football game.
So, the Cats will kick off to the Panthers. Jasper's kicking unit now heading onto the gridiron. Reitz' receiving team has been out there waiting for about a minute or two, but so interested to see what kind of a setup we have here coming forward to the second half. What has been a very good ball game between 2 of the better ball clubs here in southwestern Indiana.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Reitz does as far as some adjustments to their offense, because obviously when they made that move to go with Wilford in the backfield, and we'll see if they maybe try to throw some screens or do some things to be able to get him to the outside, because the Wildcat defense between the tackles has really done the job since he's been in the backfield.
True Love's kickoff bounces and is picked up. Well, it looked like 22 actually was the man that came down, but anyway, it was number 12. Amir Wolford was meant to pick it up and run with it, but I think he was getting ready to run before he picked it up, so he came up short with it. And fortunately for the Panthers, it was Colin Johnson was on hand to come down with the football.
Well, the nice thing what the Wildcats did there was placement of the football on the kickoff. You know, they kicked it to a spot where Wilford's not going to be able to field that, because, again, 98-yard kickoff return last week really just changed that football game, and so Jasper did not want to give him that opportunity, so they kicked it in a perfect spot there.
Looks like number 4, Parker Ballmeyer, is again in the quarterback spot to start the second half. 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line, and there is Juice on the carry. Juice on the run. Wilford with Lukemeyer finally able to bring him out of bounds well into Jasper territory. So a huge run by Juice Wilford for the Panthers to start this second half.
Yeah, it's kind of a nightmare start here for the Wildcat defense, and just giving him open space, and that was just basically an off-tackle play right there, and just really untouched until Lukemeyer was able to chase him down, but man, we can't have that happen.
Fortunately, Nate was on the spot there and was able to bring him down at the 25-yard line, but the Panthers, needless to say, with excellent field position now into Jasper territory. Wilford is going to be brought down on the bottom pile there for Jasper. Grabbed his ankle and brought him down. Let's see, that was, there he is, number 24 for the Cats. And that is Ethan Young, a senior. So Ethan Young, excellent effort to stick with them. And on the play, it's going to result in a loss of 1, 2nd down and 11.
You know, and again, that's where you got to get contact on him at the line of scrimmage or behind it. And so, again, textbook that time as opposed to, just a total failure on the play before. So good recovery by the Wildcats defense there. Looks a little shaken up back here, too.
2nd down and 11. Ballmeyer hands it off to Wilford. And he will be brought down On the bottom of the pile is number 2 for the Cats, Jude Peter. So Peter on the tackle for the Cats, but it's going to result in a gain of maybe about 4. Third down coming up here for the Panthers.
Yeah, basically forcing him to kind of weave through the line of scrimmage and, gain about 4 or 5 on that particular play, which is perfectly fine, just as long as you're able to get a nice pop on him, because I think once you make that contact, then he's going nowhere.
From the 22-yard line, 3rd down and 7. Wilford on the carry, and he should be close to the first down. Actually, he's going to be short, I'm bad. He's going to be about 2 yards short. 4th down and 2 coming up.
Yeah, just right there again, the offensive line of Reitz opened up a hole for him. Last 2 plays allowing him to gain the 4 or 5 yards, so it brings up a 4th down and short situation here for him. But again, Cats have been making those stops in these 3rd and 4th down plays.
Ballmeyer on 4th down. Looks over to his sideline. Keeps walking over there, and they're probably going to call timeout, and they will. So the Panthers, with a little bit of confusion right now on that 4th down play coming up, are forced to call a timeout with 9:47 to go here in the 3rd quarter. So right now, if you're the Panthers, obviously you want to make sure you got things straightened out here with a 4th down play coming up. And we'll take a quick break and come back right after this on 18 WJTS.
It's Truck Month at Ubelor & Sons in Jasper and Vincennes, your Chevy, Toyota, and GMC headquarters. Choose from rugged new Silverados and Colorados, dependable Tundras and Tacomas, and professional-grade Sierras and Canyons. Ubelor's has the right truck at the right price for you. Don't miss these special Truck Month offers. 3 brands, 3 stores, 1 name you can trust. Ubelor & Sons in Jasper and Vincennes, where customers send their friends for hardworking trucks since 1929.
Alumni Stadium, 4th down and 1 at the 12 for the Panthers, and in on the backfield now, Craig, is A.J. Coates.
Yeah, I see Coates in the backfield there with Wilford, and we'll see if they use him to maybe get that lead block on a sweep to the right side, or if they're going to power him up the middle. So Cats have got to be ready for both situations.
So Coates and Wilford, left to right. Ballmeyer hands it off to Wilford. And he is going to be pushed back, and he's not going to have it.
No, he's short.
He is definitely going to be short. The Wildcat interior line, Craig, this time comes through.
Yeah, that's a big stop for the Cats because, again, you gave up the huge play to Wilford on the first play from scrimmage here to start the second half. So it really shows that, Lukemeyer not giving up on that play to make that stop. So then the next series of downs, and the Cats are able to get the stop on 4th down. So big play by Lukemeyer a few plays back.
So the Panthers, who are looked like were set up for in great position, obviously, after that big run. And as Craig said, fortunately for the Cats, they had Lukemeyer was there to make the stop on the play. Jasper's defense comes through on a 4th down stand, and the Cats have it 1st and 10 at their own 16. Handoff goes to Ramos, and he's up the middle, and in coming the linebackers for the Panthers on that play.
Yeah, we're not getting anybody on the linebackers, so it's just too easy on those run plays up the middle for Coates, and then also number 44, Vogel. And, again, we've just got to be able to get some guys in the backfield to push him back.
Ethan Rowe also in on that. We've been calling their names quite often on defense tonight. 2nd down and 8 after a gain of 2 at the 18. Mainers fires a pass, it's complete. And to about the 25-yard line to Beckett Holsworth.
Yeah, it's a nice positive play right there. Again, he's just going to roll to his right there, and he was pretty well keyed on Beckett Holsworth. But it was just one of those quick hitters for the Cats. If he breaks away from that block, and then obviously he's going to be getting more out of that. But a good setup there to set up a 3rd down and short.
The 3rd down and 2 at the 25. Cats look like maybe trying a hard count, perhaps. Or
no, change of play at the line of scrimmage.
Panthers showing maybe perhaps a little blitz there. And the handoff is to Ramos, and he's going to be very close. He got it just across the, well, actually they're going to put it down at 25 again, so that's going to be no gain.
Yeah, again, we're not opening up the holes there up the middle. So, again, just got to blow some of these guys off the line of scrimmage and make that way much easier for Ramos. But, yeah, the Cats can't really take a chance here on 4th and short this deep in Reitz territory, so they're going to have to punt.
So the Cats will drop back and punt Reitz into punt formation for Reitz. I've been meaning to say here is Lucas Feldman, the man back for the Reitz Panthers. Owen Rice gets the kick away, and it will bounce. It takes a nice favorable bounce into the inside the 40 to about the 35, about the 36, maybe 37.
Yeah, tight football game here, 14-7 with 8:05 on the clock, and this is just going to be where the Wildcat defense just going to have to continue to hold and not allow Wilford to really get anything going, because when you look at Wright's offense right now, I mean, obviously they make a quarterback change there, and neither quarterback has been effective. I mean, they have no passing yards at all so far, and so really their offense is Wilford, but if we can contain him, I think we're in really good shape.
So first down and 10 as Reitz takes over at the 37-yard line, 8:05 to go in the third quarter.
And we're going to see if they try a more of a power game that they started with, because Coates is out in the backfield right now.
As Craig said, A.J. Coates behind quarterback Ballmeyer. And Ballmeyer hands to a guy coming over the other inside, and that's going to be Wilford. And he's going to be brought down by the ankles by Jack Levin. Great defensive play by number 7.
Yeah, he read that the whole way, and I think it was just one of those. And I tell you what, that was an outstanding job by him, because they were trying to reverse coming to the other side, and he read it the entire way, came clear across the field to make that tackle.
1 yard loss on the play, second down and 11 at the 36. 7.5 to go in the third quarter. Ballmeyer out of the gun and fakes the handoff. Ballmeyer fires a pass up the middle. It's tipped and almost intercepted by the Wildcats. Nearly coming up with the ball was number 24, Ethan Young. I'm not sure who got the piece of.
Yeah, obviously just trying to throw up a seam there to Daxton Vanover, their tight end. And, he was a little bit short on that particular pass, so the Cats were able to recover and knock it away.
There was 3 defenders near that around that football, Craig, but Cats were unable to come down with the pick. Third down and about third 11, 36. Big defensive play coming up here for the Wildcats. Ballmeyer. Pass is complete to number 87 for the Panthers, Daxton Vanover. Vanover is going to be short by about at least a yard, probably 2 yards of the first down, so we'll bring up 4th down and 2.
Yeah, and they're going to go for it all the way, it looks like.
So 4th down and 2 coming up for the Reitz Panthers. They have the football at their own 45-yard line.
Yeah, Ballmeyer looked a lot more comfortable on that play. Just allowed it to develop. He had plenty of time to throw there and was able to get his tight end coming across the middle. So a big play there to set up 4th and short.
So Ballmeyer with Coates behind him. 4th down, handoff to Coates, and he will get the first down. Coates takes it right to the midfield stripe, and it'll be enough for a Reitz Panther first down.
Yeah, and the thing is, what Reitz is starting to do here is that they're just building some confidence. The offense has not been moving other than the big play that they got from Wilford. They had a couple turnovers and all that, but for them to get that conversion, that was big, and just getting the big guy, the carry there for about 3 yards, and here he's going to be getting a lot more here.
He's going to pick up maybe 2. They're going to give him forward progress to the 48.
And when I say a lot more, I mean more carries, I think, is what they're going to utilize. But he's shaking up on this play because, again, he's got to go both ways, and he's very active on the defensive side. So, again, stamina is just a big thing with him.
Speaking of shaking up, Preston Roach is on the field right now for the Wildcats. Hopefully that's just a cramp. So with the injury timeout, with 5:59 to go in the third quarter, we'll take a quick break and come back after this on 18 WJTS. Second down and 8 at the 48-yard line for Reitz. Ballmeyer fires a pass complete on the far side to number 1 for the Panthers, Lucas Feldman. So Feldman on the reception, and that's going to take it to about the 42-yard line. Third down coming up for the Panthers, 3rd and 1.
Yeah, Ballmeyer just getting a little bit of rhythm there, setting up a 3rd and short on that big completion there.
Coates will take it, and he will be pushed back, and he's going to have no gain. That's going to bring up 4th down now for the Panthers.
That's a huge stop for the Wildcat defense right there because, again, full head of steam, and Jasper met him right there at the line of scrimmage, not allowing him really to gain anything on that particular play. So, yeah, I mean, obviously Reitz has got to go for it, being in Wildcat territory here, but yeah, this is a big play for this defense right here.
4th down and 1 at the 42-yard line. As Craig said, huge play coming up here. He takes the handoff, and he's going to be brought down back at the 50-yard line by number 10 for the Cats, Elliott Smith. So Elliott Smith coming through with a huge defensive play, and the Wildcats will take over on downs at midfield.
Yeah, what that was a busted play because I think that he, it was an RPO, but I thought he was a little bit too far behind the line of scrimmage to try to get anything to develop there. He decided to pull it back and not give it to Coates, and so it was an easy play for Elliott to just blow that up, and Cats now really in the driver's seat if they can get a score on this drive here.
Great
score game.
Great opportunity, as Craig said, to really kind of put themselves in a better position in this ball game as they take it 1st and 10 from the 50. Maynard's back. Maynard gets pressure, and he'll come down.
Yeah, that's a coverage sack right there. Nobody was open downfield and just ran out of time. So, you're going to see a sack in the stats there for Cade Vogel, but really it was the defensive backs coverage downfield that caused that one.
Caden Thomas also providing some pressure and help on that play, on that sack. And that's going to result in a loss of about 3 yards. 2nd down and 13 at the 47.
There you
Maynard's
go.
on to Carey. Maynard's got is to the 30, and he is down at about the 25. Maynard takes the handoff to Levin and took it himself on the left side. He will take it all the way to the Reitz 25-yard line.
Yeah, perfect read by Maynard on that play because, again, he was going with Levin either to sweep to the outside, but he saw that opening on the left side and got a nice block downfield. I think that was number 13, Tristan King, that stayed with his man to allow him to get a little bit more yardage.
1st and 10 from the 25-yard line for the Wildcats. This time he does give it to Levin, and Jack still on his feet, and he will take it to about the 22.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was going to say number 61, William Friday, was a little upset with himself that he didn't get a tackle for a loss, but he did just enough there to disrupt that play and keep it from going for bigger because Jasper, if they're able to get to the outside right away there, I think it's about an 8-yard play, but instead it just goes for 3.
2nd down and 7 on the 3-yard gain, and let's see at the 22. Maynard fires a pass complete this side to Lukemeyer, and he spins off a tackle but falls down at about the 21.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Lukemeyer tonight as far as just working through the contact because, again, that should have been a loss on that play because it was perfectly read. But, yeah, he just blew right through his guy and kept that alive. I mean, didn't gain much, but could have been a lot less, or could have been a loss for a couple of yards or so.
Nearing the 2.5-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter.
You got time. There you go.
Pass up the middle. It is caught. He caught. He threaded the needle perfectly to Beckett Holsworth for a 35-yard touchdown score.
Yeah, I tell you, Lucas Feldman for Reitz is just kicking himself for not picking that one off. But, yeah, he just threaded between 2 defenders that were right there And outstanding throw and outstanding catch. And I'll tell you what, that's a tough catch for a receiver because you got both defenders coming right across the middle, and so boom, you got to keep your concentration on that ball. So a huge play.
So once again, the kick, the extra point kick is Aiden Truelove. And it looks like it was a low snap. He will keep it, and he will just take it down. Was number 17, Sawyer Reckelhoff, who was the holder on the play. Looked like it was a low snap. Reckelhoff had no choice but to try to do something with it, but wisely took the ball down, and as a result, the Cats come up short on the extra point attempt. 20-7 is our score, 2:22 to go in the third quarter. We'll be back after this on 18 WJTS.
Come to the Carpet Warehouse. Quality you can stand on.
You know they sell and install carpet, but Carpet Warehouse also specializes in hard surface floors as well. Vinyl, hardwood, laminate, and tile. Come see the many different options and get a free in-home estimate today at Carpet Warehouse, 650 Woodlawn Drive in Jasper.
Come to the Carpet Warehouse. Quality you can stand on.
Well, the Wildcats with a big score, Craig, with 2:22 to go here in the third quarter, take a 20-7 lead.
Yeah, that's a perfect example on that touchdown pass there, going through your progressions. Number one, you've got to have the time to be able to throw the football, and Mainers had that because he pump faked him to, and going looking to the outside and didn't have a man, but then came across the middle, and God, you had to throw a heck of a football to be able to complete that pass between two defenders. So that was his probably most impressive throw of the night.
Ball kickoff is fumbled, but then picked up by number 22, Colin Johnson. Johnson
going
backwards, and he's going to be pushed back to about the 6-yard line. Great pursuit by the Wildcats special teams.
Well, I tell you what, Reitz is just frazzled tonight. I mean, in all phases. I mean, we've seen him with turnovers. We've seen him, their passing game hasn't been the sharpest tonight, and that's just an example right there with just lack of concentration. So I'll tell you what, not one of the better efforts from a Corey Brunson football team. And Jasper, of course, you got to make the play too. So Jasper's coverage was outstanding on that play as well.
So the Panthers will start with their backs to the walls, to the wall itself, from the 8-yard lines where they'll begin. Ballmeyer takes a low snap, hands it off to Juice, and looked like he was about ready to break one down out there, didn't he?
Oh, no doubt about it. I'm trying to see who's coming up from the pile
right there. I see him. He's pulling him up there. There he is.
I think it was number 12 that came flying in there. That's Dylan Roebling.
Cooper Still also they bringing up from the bottom of that pile. So Roebling, you said?
Yeah, well, Roebling came running from the backfield and really just put a pop on him because, man, Wilford was off to something big there if he doesn't make that stop because he was flying.
He still managed 4 yards, second down and 6 from the 12. Pass is incomplete. Looks like he was looking for number 1, Lucas Feldman, perhaps.
Well, good coverage there, but also we're really getting into the backfield and putting a little pressure on the quarterback because, again, you got a new quarterback out there in Ballmeyer. I don't know what the situation was, if Johnson was injured because he did take a pop on that sack earlier in the second quarter. So, yeah, it's just one of those situations where you've got a quarterback who's a little frazzled right now.
This would be huge for the Cats if they could come up with a stop on 3rd down and 6 from the 12. Hold the Panthers to 3 and out. Feldmeyer throws and passes intercepted.
Yes.
It is picked off. Sue got it there.
Ethan
Young. Fantastic. Great play by Ethan Young. And look at that field position. I was just saying how big it was.
Over here,
do we?
But that's going to be a hold.
And it's going to be a hold against Reitz. Yep. So nullify or forget about that.
Yep.
So the Cats with a big turnover, an excellent field position to really put themselves in a fantastic position to win this ball game.
Yeah, again, inexperienced by Ballmeyer there to make that throw, but I'll tell you what, an unbelievable diving catch that Ethan Young made. So, he kept his eye on the ball, kept his eye on the quarterback, and was able to make a break on that and made an outstanding catch. So Jasper's got to punch it in from here.
From the 22-yard line is where the Cats will start. Ramos to the left of Mainers. Levin and Butel to the left, split, and a handoff goes to Ramos. He's going to be wrapped up immediately on the play by Coates. A.J. Coates on the tackle.
You know, this is just the situation, though, where our lack of a power game is just, I mean, it's not hurting us. We're up 20-7 here, but it would be really helpful to be able to just kind of plow up the middle and just, you know, number one, use a little clock and you know, just take control, but we're just not seeing it, so it looks like we're going to have to throw the ball.
An added plus it would be, yeah. Mainers.
Look out.
And he is going to be sacked on the play, so the Reitz interior line comes through. And third down, and they're losing. Third down, maybe about 12, we'll see. Probably coming up.
Yeah, William Friday's going to get credit for that sack, but it was really the pressure from the outside that forced him to step up in the pocket and right into the hands of Friday.
So third down and 12 now with 24 seconds to go, and Cats will have time for one more play before the end of the quarter. Pass is complete to Butel. Max is going to be tackled on the play by William Friday. And that will bring us to the end of the third quarter of play with a score Jasper 20, Reitz 7. We'll be back with the fourth quarter right after this on 18 WJTS.
No one ever called it the great indoors. Get out and join us. Our hands are the tools. The outdoors is our office. And our climate control is the climate. We are the Laborers International Union of North America, the best paid, best trained construction professionals in the state. We build Indiana, and we're ready for you to come build it with us.
Well, the fourth period is about to unfold here, Craig, as the Wildcats have fourth down and 10 at the 22. So fourth and 10 from the 22 as Mainers looks, fires a pass towards the end zone, caught by Joyful. It was in the hands of Jack Levin, and making a good defensive play for the Panthers was Reese Majors. So Reese Majors had Levin covered, but Levin still somehow almost came up with that play. And as a result, the Panthers will take over on downs.
Yeah, that play was there. Perfect throw right there, and Levin just wasn't able to haul it down. So, yeah, they don't put it as a stat, but that's a drop ball.
So, Reitz will take over at the 22. Opening minutes of the fourth quarter of play here on 18 WJTS. Carey Schneider, Craig Schneider, Jeremy Marcos. Week 3 matchup between the Cats and Panthers.
Yeah, they're looking for a one-on-one over here. Nope, it's not there.
There we go. The ball is,
that's got to be a flag.
And don't see it.
Are they saying that's a fumble?
Well, I guess they're calling it a fumble. Yeah, I mean, the ball did get knocked out. He didn't throw that. I don't think it didn't look to me like
they're talking about it. I think he tried to throw it.
I'm just saying to me. Well, they're going to call it.
He threw that ball.
All right. Maybe just the defender blocked me, but from what I saw, it didn't look like maybe it just got knocked out. But I'll take the call.
Yep.
So intentional grounding will be called against the Panthers. It'll result in a loss of down, so it'll bring up second down for Reitz and second and very long.
Yeah, it'd have been nice for Jasper to get that touchdown, because that's, I think, another score is really going to be needed for insurance, because, again, you know, Reitz is going to get aggressive here, and, again, with Wilford and, you know, that type of weapon that you have on the football field, you know, you just got to be careful at all times, because he can break it any time.
Second and long from the 12.
There we go.
He gets on. First hit was made and then brought down by number 20. Well, first initial hit was made by Ethan Young. Boy, he's having a ball game tonight.
Yeah, Ethan Young's been all over this football field. Interceptions, hits, stops. Yeah, so it's just a humongous game for that guy.
That's going to be a 4-yard loss in itself, so it'll bring up third down and 24 at the 8. But you know, Craig, despite what Reitz's lack of offense that they've had here, they're still very capable of blowing, pulling something off as far as the big play. That's what worries me.
Well, the defense just got to continue to do what they've been doing all night.
And timeout is called.
Yeah, Cats call a timeout here.
Jasper calls the timeout with 11:03 to go in the ball game. 20-7 is our score. We'll be back after this.
It's Truck Month at Ubelor & Sons in Jasper and Vincennes, your Chevy, Toyota, and GMC headquarters. Choose from rugged new Silverados and Colorados, dependable Tundras and Tacomas, and professional-grade Sierras and Canyons. Ubelor's has the right truck at the right price for you. Don't miss these special Truck Month offers. 3 brands, 3 stores, 1 name you can trust. Ubelor & Sons in Jasper and Vincennes, where customers send their friends for hardworking trucks since 1929.
11:03 to go in the fourth and final period play. 3rd down and 24 at the 8-yard line for the Panthers.
Yeah, the key situation here is just no mistakes. You can't have a stupid penalty or anything like that, or get beat deep or anything. So
Parker Ballmeyer.
There we go.
Yes,
ball's out.
The ball is out, and will they rule it a fumble? Or,
Yes, absolutely.
Nope, they're calling an incomplete pass.
What?
They called an incomplete pass. That's going to bring up 4th down nonetheless. Boy, I would love to have the football there.
I don't see how he was even in a passing motion. I mean,
Was it the
yeah,
Tom
the ball
Brady
went
tuck?
forward, but on that situation, he definitely got hit from behind. He was not in a passing motion at all.
All right, so the Panthers will be forced to punt while the Wildcats have Blake and Recker and Max Butel back. So Recker's been the one joining Butel now back to receive punts from Ballmeyer. Ballmeyer gets it away.
Returnable. He called fair catch.
He's down there and pick it up. Hand Recker.
Goodness.
Just let the ball get by him, and once he picked it up, he was immediately tackled from behind by Colin Johnson.
That was a big mistake on his part, because
we got a man back at the 25-yard line down, as you see.
Yeah, but I mean, right there, I mean, that was a returnable ball, and I thought he looked like he waved his hand for the fair catch. So, yeah, they're talking to him right now. But, yeah, that was a missed opportunity there. I mean, even if you do call a fair catch, you're right there at about the 41-yard line or so. But, oh well, could have been worse.
Well, Jasper does have the football with a 20-7 lead. 10:43 to go. They're still tending to, I believe that's Lukemeyer, who's down back at the 25-yard line, nursing perhaps a calf. I think it. Yes, it is. Looks like, yeah, Lukemeyer.
It's a cramp, actually.
Cramp. And Nate is up, and Nate will get a little bit of help from Rodney Crawford, I believe that is, to bring him. Now he'll chug off the field a little bit. So
I hope not too long, because we're already out without Heichelbeck. Heichelbeck went down in the second quarter and hasn't come back into the football game. But now Nate looks fine. He ran straight over to the sideline over here, so he's ready to go back in. It's been a big part of this football game, offensively and defensively tonight.
From the 32-yard line, 1st down and 10 as the Cats take over.
Good read.
And on the carry is quarterback Jalen Mainers.
Tackle made by number 51, 54, Vari Jackson.
Vari Jackson on the tackle on the play. It's going to be a gain of about 2. 2nd down and 8 at the 34.
Yeah, with Mainers right there, I think he kind of held it in the lap of the running back a little bit too long there, because that hole was there. He gained 2 or 3 or so, but yeah, that's just one he's got to pull back and make a decision earlier.
Ramos on the carry. Nice little gain there for him. For about 4 maybe, we'll see. Ethan Rowe makes the tackle on the play. 3rd down coming up for the Cats at the 38.
Yeah, Jasper can't get too complacent in this football game. Plenty of time left at 9:42. And anything can happen. So this is a situation here, 3rd and 4. Do you throw the football? But, boy, you'd really like to be able to run it here.
He will throw, and he'll complete it to number 1 for the Cats, Beckett Holsworth. And looks like he's going to be short of 1st down. Looks like Holsworth is now shook it up on the play.
See, now we're starting to lose some of our weapons. This looks a little bit more serious than just a
cramp.
Yeah.
Well, kind of, I don't know, the way he's rolling, maybe he got hit in the belly like Mainers did last week. Hopefully that's the case, and be able to get up and not too badly injured. Has trainers from both Reitz and now Jasper, along with Coach Hart, is out there to speak with them. And while they tend to him, let's take a break ourselves with 9:21 to go in the fourth quarter of play. We'll be back after this on 18 WJTS.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America are building roads and bridges to get Hoosiers where they're going today, and a new energy infrastructure that will keep Indiana competitive tomorrow. LIUNA's over 12,000 statewide members also grow local economies, earning good union wages, shopping where they live and work, and paying taxes. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Well, walking off the field, as you see for the Wildcats, is Beckett Holsworth on his own power. So Holsworth holding off for the side. Hopefully not too bad of an injury for him. He just made a great play. Next catch to might go just a little short of the first down, Craig. So fourth down coming up at the 42.
Well, this is a huge play here for Reitz. I mean, they make a stop here, and then they got the football in great field position in Wildcat territory. So, but from Jasper's standpoint, you got to get this first down. There we
Mainers
go.
pushes it forward, and he should be. Boy, it's going to be close, but he should have enough for a first down.
Yeah,
looking at the foot of the right down on the top of the screen of the wide judge over on the far sidelines, but where he has that foot and indicating where the spot's going to be, it should be enough for a first down, as another Wildcat is shaken up down low, and that is number 63, Jesse Harper.
He's real close.
They're probably going to.
And why are they moving the ball all the way over there for the measurement?
I don't know. It will be measured nonetheless. And God, where that ball was just put down, Craig, I don't know.
That was a very
generous spot for Reitz.
Exactly. My goodness.
Gosh.
But why are you not spotting it where the play was and walking all the way over to the sideline? That makes zero sense.
He's short.
Yeah, he's short.
He is short.
That is not where he had his foot. That is not where he had his foot.
No, that is.
He had his foot right there on the line.
We had it right on our screen, the top of the screen. We saw where the referee on the far side, where the referee had it on the far side, his foot at, that was a first down.
But I have never, ever once seen where you take the ball over to the sideline to measure.
That doesn't make no. That's ridiculous. So, well, the Panthers will have it 1st and 10 at the.
Man, oh man.
At the Jasper 42. Jeez. With 9:17 to go.
I mean, where the ball is now is not where they spotted it.
Ballmeyer out of the gun. Hands it off to the Juice, and there goes a flag. Whatever he does here is probably going to be brought back as into the end zone for us. Well, what you think would be a score will be Juice Wilford, but that's probably going to come back, and it will.
Yeah, it's going to be a hold.
Everybody saw that from the beginning. It's like, let him go.
Now, you got to be careful with that because, again, you never know if they might pick the flag up, so it's almost like we kind of just gave up on the play. I mean, they've not called it yet, so.
No. Block in the back against and hold.
So 2 penalties.
So 2 penalties.
Push at the back and holding. 2 calls against Evansville Reitz.
So as a result of all this, we'll see where the football ends up. I didn't exactly see where they put the ball or where they threw the flag, but it's going to be at the 49-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and forever now for Reitz.
1st and 20 at the 49.
1st and very long, well, 20, I guess, from the 49. So Reitz gets pushed back. Ballmeyer again hands off to Wilford. Wilford will get across the 50 into Jasper territory to about the 48.
Yeah, Jasper's got to keep him contained. Just keep him between the tackles because, you know, again, if he gets to the outside, nobody's catching him. So you got to make that stop and you got to make that contact hard on him whenever he gets to the line of scrimmage. So good job there by the defense.
Led by Preston Roach, who will get credit for the tackle on the play. Second down now at about 16 from the 48 of Jasper.
Yeah, we'll see if they try to go long with him here. They don't have anybody out there with Wilford. No, actually he's going to this side.
Throw downfield is incomplete, intended for Lucas Feldman.
And I tell you what, Peak was lucky there because he grabbed a hold of his jersey. I mean, you can see his shoulder pad sticking out, and that's because Peak grabbed that. And
referees,
look at that. I mean,
yeah, he's
like,
talking to exactly.
It should have been a hold, Feldman, defensive hold.
Yeah. Feldman made mention of it. He's showing it right. See, he still has his shoulder pad out.
Yeah.
See that? Now he still hasn't tucked it back in.
Yeah, so Jasper got away with one there.
Deshaun Fleming is now the man in the backfield, actually, as they have Coates as a receiver on the far side. And catch is made by the tight end, number 87, Daxton Vanover. So Vanover makes the catch, but he is going to be stopped after maybe a gain of 2, if that. Fourth down is coming up for the Panthers.
Yeah, they more or less ran the same play right there because Peak had it really well covered and it forced him to go to his underneath receiver and, of course, nowhere to go for the tight end.
Panthers need 14 yards on this fourth down play from the 46-yard line. 7:40 and clock running here in the ball game in the fourth quarter. Pass downfield.
He's got his man beat.
He's got it is incomplete. Intended for number 18, Mason Bailey, but the throw was wide and hard and incomplete, and Jasper will have excellent field position as they take over.
Yeah, Jasper got a break there because he was wide open if he's able to get that ball a little bit more to the outside, but we did have pressure on the quarterback, so, you know, it kind of forced him to not throw or put so much into that throw, but still. Big break for the Cats there, but a huge stop for this defense. And, yeah, Jasper, again, if we could just have more of a power game where we can get a nice sustained drive here, and we'll see if we're able to do that.
Cats will take over at the 46-yard line. 7:26 to go in the ball game. Butel on to Carey. He cuts inside, and Butel takes it to about the 48, maybe the 49-yard line before he's brought down.
Yeah, Max hasn't gotten many touches tonight, so it's good to give him an opportunity to see what opens up with that inside play. But, you know, just the main thing is that we've got to move the chains a little bit here and get this clock running. So it would be nice to be able to get 3, 4, 5 yards a pop on these runs.
Cade Vogel and Ethan Rowe make the stop on the play for the Panthers, but the Cats do manage to pick up 2 yards on that run by Butel. It'll be second down and 8 from the 48. And we have a timeout called on the field. Clock is stopped. Play is stopped. Referees discuss something here. Referee coming over this side, guess to explain something to Coach Hart. What this is all about remains to be seen. So they're looking something at the clock, or maybe at the play clock perhaps, or I don't know. Nonetheless, with the play stop for a second, we'll just kind of reset things. It's 20-7 the score, 6:51 to go in the ball game. Jasper has its second down and 8 at the 48 when we resume. Wildcats with great opportunity now to knock a lot of time off the clock perhaps and get a nice long drive here and put the nail in the Reitz coffin. Final nail in their coffin. Mainers, second down and 8, hands it off to Ramos, and Ramos will be slammed to the ground by number 38, Ethan Rowe.
You know, and the thing is, it's just disruption by the linebackers. You know, I don't know. I mean, we've just not been able to not been able to get guys on them, or, you know, miss blocking assignments or what. Actually, take that back. He is on the defensive line. But still, you know, the running game up the middle has not been there tonight, so that's something we definitely have to work on with the offensive line.
Third down play, the pass is incomplete. Defending on the play for Reitz is Clardy and Coates, and they'll bring up fourth down for the Wildcats, and they will punt the football.
Well, the other thing, too, is that it forces us in a third and long situation because we're not able to move the football on the ground. That forces us to throw the football. If your ball gets knocked away, now we're stopped here with 6:07, and Reitz is going to get the football back. So this game is not even close to over, guys.
The Cats had a good chance to perhaps slam the door on the Panthers on that drive, but they came up short as punt is away. And a beautiful punt. Nice roll by number 9 for the Cats, Owen Rice. So Reitz's punt will be down at the 10-yard line.
I'll tell you one thing that surprises me with Reitz on these punts is that they're not going after him. I mean, you know, Lucas Feldman didn't even really make much of an attempt. That punt was right in the middle of the field, so I don't understand why he's not going after it, you know, to make something happen. So, you know, I mean, that's a great break for the Wildcats, but it's nothing we did special there. I mean, the punt was right up the middle, and he should have fielded that and tried to do something with it.
Well, here we are now with 5:56 to go in the ball game. Jasper on top, 20-7. Like Craig said, you know, really, the all-purpose game is not exactly over yet, as Feldman will hand it off to Wilford. And a flag comes in from the far sideline. Wilford will take it, looks like, to about the 12-yard line, but we'll see what this flag is all about. Is a face mask against the Wildcats. So not exactly the type of penalty of any type that you want to see against Jasper at this point. Gives the Panthers, it should be enough for a first down, perhaps. If not, it's darn close. Actually, we'll be about a yard short.
Never seen so many 5-yard face masks called.
Pass is complete, far side, and it looks like Feldman on the reception. Lucas Feldman on the reception, and in on the plate for the Wildcats is Ethan Young. So Young makes the tackle on the play.
Yeah, Reitz is going to be in a hurry up here, obviously, with 5:18. The clock's running again since they set the ball.
First and 10 at the 24, 5:13 to go in the contest. Ballmeyer came in late in the first half as quarterback. Has been playing ever since. He's got Fleming behind him, and Ballmeyer will roll out. He'll throw a pass that is complete to Feldman. And he is pursued quickly by the Wildcats.
Yeah, and that's the main thing. We can't let anybody get behind us, so, you know, a nice little 5-yard play is perfectly fine as far as our defense giving that up. And, you know, the other key thing, too, is that it keeps that clock running.
Second down coming up for the Panthers. Once again, Ethan Young in on the play for the Wildcat defense. Let's see, we're at the 30-yard line, second down and 4. Handoff.
There we go. There we go, Peter.
Wilford, and Peter is on the spot.
Yeah, they tried to set that sweep up over there. They pretty well sent everybody to the left side in blocks, but, man, we read it perfectly, and Peter just came up hard and just blew it up.
Big play by Jude Peter, number 2, 5'11" senior. Third down and 6, it looks like. 3rd and 6 is at the 27.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be 4-down territory situation here.
Ballmeyer back. He'll fire a pass up the middle. It is caught. Caught by Daxton Vanover. Big first down play for the Panthers into Jasper territory. It looks like at the 48.
Yeah, he was able to get behind our guys there. I mean, obviously we stay a little bit deep so nothing gets too long, but, again, you got to protect that area, to prevent that first down from happening.
Panthers quickly set up shop at the 48-yard line, first down and 10. Ballmeyer back. Ballmeyer runs, and he will take it to about the 44-yard line. So Ballmeyer on the carry. Picks up maybe about 4 perhaps. It will be 4. Second down and 6 at the 44.
Yeah, Ballmeyer did a really nice job there of keeping that play alive. And, that's the thing. Again, he's just got to move chains right now. And so setting up a 2nd and 6 here, but actually Jasper's defense trying to get things a little bit better under control here with the timeout.
So the Wildcats call timeout with 3:15 to go. 20-7 is our score. We'll be back after this on 18 WJTS.
Just Whimsy on the Square in Jasper is your exclusive ladies' boutique, carrying a variety of incomparable top designers. You can select apparel from their large variety of elaborate accessories. Stop in for unique gifts like art from local artists and home decor. Think local, buy local. Just Whimsy on the Square in Jasper.
Back at Jerry Burr Alumni Stadium, 3:15 to go in this ball game. Second down and 6 coming up for Reitz at the 44. Ballmeyer out of the gun. He's got A.J. Coates behind him. He will drop back. He will be flushed. He'll fire a pass. It is caught. Complete to Feldman, and he still spins off a tackle. Finally coming in with the final blow for the Cats is number 57, Preston Roach. But
flag
is back, and it is a personal foul, roughing the passer against Jasper.
See, again, these are mistakes you can't make defensively. You let the tight end get open into open space, and then right there, again, I know you're trying to protect the long play, but you also got to protect the middle of the field, and we're just not doing that right now. And so it's wide open, and then of course, a hit on the quarterback. They said it was a blow to the head there, so that's going to add more to it. So I know you're excited, you're getting aggressive and all that, but the bottom line is you got to keep your composure defensively, and right now the Cats aren't doing that.
You got to control that adrenaline, and and that's obviously not hard or not easy to do. But Panthers, I tell you what, right now they got first down.
It's going to half the distance here, so
yeah. So that should be first and goal at the 9. It looks like.
If they get a quick score here, and obviously you're going to be inside of 3 minutes at that particular point if they do score on this particular play. But, that's where the defense has just got to force them to run some more plays. Clock's running right now, though.
Clock does run, under 3 minutes to go. First and goal from the 9-yard line. As Ballmeyer with Coates behind him. He'll fire a pass to the corner of the end zone. And a pass is caught. And they never called it, but he was pushed. Lucas Feldman on the reception of a 9-yard touchdown pass play. Reitz is back in this, 20-13.
Yeah, Levin kind of lost him there, but now, granted, he did get away with a little bit of push. Feldman did. But, Levin, that ball was just lofted right up there, so he had plenty of time to react. And that's just one of those where you got to keep an eye on your receiver and where his eyes are. And he didn't do a very good job on the coverage on that.
Ballmeyer will attempt the extra point with Lee still to hold. Kick is up, and it is good. And the Panthers are within 6 with 2:44 to go in this ball game. We'll be back with the kickoff right after this on 18 WJTS.
After a long day of digging holes and keeping cats out of my yard, I'll wind down on a nice, comfy, soft cloud. My human buys the best fluffy stuff. from Carpet Warehouse.
At Carpet Warehouse, you'll find a floor that will please the whole family, even the ones with 4 legs. Rory loves to cool off by laying on laminates, tile, vinyl, or wood. You'll love them for their style and many selections.
Carpet Warehouse. Quality I can lay on. Quality you can stand on.
Back at Jerry Brewer Alumni Stadium, where the Reitz Panthers are set to kick off to the Jasper Wildcats after scoring with 2:44 to go in this ball game. Jasper holding on to a 6-point lead, 20-14. Craig, interesting to see how the Panthers play this out as far as this kickoff is concerned.
Well, I mean, I'm not so sure an onside kick is the right move at this point right now. You got 2 timeouts. Jasper's not able to run the football to move the chains right now. And, if you kick it deep, you got deep into Reitz territory, as opposed to you don't field this onside kick. Then Jasper's got the ball at midfield, and all they really got to do is get a first down or so, and then this game's over.
Well, here we go is Ballmeyer with the set at the 40.
They could fake it and just punch it over there to about the 20 or so.
He does try the onside kick, and it is recovered by the Wildcats. Max Butel comes down with the football. So the Panthers do elect for the onside kick, in fact. And Jasper will have the football at the, let's see, we'll be at the 49-yard line. So here we go.
Yeah, this is just basically where your offensive line has just really got to win this football game right now. Because, again, you get a first down or two, and this game is over. So
Reitz has a pair of timeouts left at this point. Here we go, first down and 10 at the 49. Mainers hands it off to Levin. Jack gets it across the 50 to the Panthers 49. So a pickup of 2.
Stops the clock with the timeout.
Reitz will call a timeout, I guess. Let's see. Both teams now with 1 timeout apiece. Reitz timeout with 2:37 to go in this ball game. Jasper leads at 20-14. We'll be back after this.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America builds and maintains roads, bridges, and other essential infrastructure that make us the crossroads of America. So thanks to LIUNA members' work, Hoosiers have a better quality of life, like access to utilities, easier routes to jobs, schools, or medical care. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
All right, back at Jerry Brewer Alumni Stadium, 2:37 to go. Jasper with the football, second down and 8 at the 49-yard line. Wildcats, as we were talking during the break, Craig, really be nice to pick up a first down or 2 on this drive.
We'll see if Mainers goes on a quarterback. Well, they're going to run a counter, it looks like, maybe. Nope.
Yeah,
good read.
Exactly. He fakes the handoff to Levin, and he keeps it. It takes it up the middle to the 45-yard line for a pickup of about 4. It'll bring up third down, and Reitz will call their final timeout of this ball game.
Yeah, right there, again, Butel, he runs that play a lot. So I'm sure they were kind of keying in on him a little bit, but nice job by Mainers just to kind of see that opening. But boy, it's going to be 4-down territory in this situation. I mean, obviously they're not going to be able to stop the clock here with third down. So if you don't get the first down, you're going to run off a good, 40 more seconds off that. So we're going to be well inside of 2 minutes at that particular point, but it's going to be 4-down territory too. So, the main thing here is that get your 2 yards, get it 4th and 2, get your next 2 yards, game over.
How about we just get 4 yards here and solidify with the first down?
Take that too.
2.5 minutes to go, third down and 4 at the 45-yard line.
Ooh, and they did throw the
call the flag. Boy,
yes.
that was delayed. long, hard count draws the Reitz defense off sides, and that should be enough for a first down. And
That's
it
ball
will
game
be.
there.
There you go. Big play right there. Big penalty against the Panthers. They have finally put this ball game out of reach now for Reitz.
Yeah, nice job by the line there not to flinch. And, obviously in a situation like that, Reitz is going to be aggressive defensively. And we've not really gone on a hard count all night, so that just came at the perfect time.
1st and 10 at the 40. Jack Levin on the carry. So the Cats obviously will keep it on the ground here for at least the next play or two. If not, obviously with Reitz out of timeouts, the clock is now continuing to run nearing the 2-minute mark.
Yeah, so they're going to be able to take another 26 seconds off at least.
23 on the play clock right now. They'll use every inch of that. Ten seconds now on the play clock. Under 2 minutes to go. 1:49.
You don't want to delay, so make sure you get this play off. 1 second, go.
Levin gets away from a tackle.
Stay in bounds, and get the first down. There we go.
Got
Game
the
over.
first down at the 30-yard line, and that will be the final nail in the Reitz coffin, most likely.
Huge run by Levin there. Again, stopped at the line of scrimmage. They didn't make good enough contact to bring him down, so he's able to bounce out there and saw that opening. So getting that first down, this game's over.
So the Wildcats will have 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. A minute and a half to go. Working down the play clock. Cats should walk, barring any kind of catastrophic thing taking place, will walk away with their second victory of the year and giving the Panthers their first loss of the year, and that will do it. Two more plays. My bad. They are taking a knee. So the Cats will come up with a big victory over Evansville Reitz tonight, as the Panthers, second down and 12, 41 seconds to go now. 9 on the play clock. Mainers takes a knee, and that will do it. So the Jasper Wildcats will come out victorious on the home opener of the 2025 season here on Joe Rolleder Field at Jerry Brewer Alumni Stadium. Jasper is going to win this ball game by the score of 20-14 over the Reitz Panthers. The Wildcats will improve to 2-1, while Reitz falls to 2-1.
Yeah, I tell you, this is a signature win for the Wildcats because, again, tough going in that first game against Memorial. You started to wonder, it's like, okay, well, can Jasper compete in the league this year? You kind of got your, feet wet more so in that game against Harrison. A nice offensive effort for the most part in that game. And, then to come here tonight, play a rival, take them out of their football game. Again, they were probably without their top player, which, but again, they didn't have many other weapons other than really what you saw from Wilford on that long run. They finally got that drive going there in the fourth quarter. But, this is a huge win for the Wildcats and should really help them as far as confidence in pretty well any game that they play for the rest of the season.
So, looking up ahead next week, Craig, the Cats will, of course, have a game against Boise coming up here next week for week 4. But still, a conference game is a conference game nonetheless. So we'll just see how that happens next week before they have a big game coming up in 2 weeks now against Mater Dei.
Yeah, and I tell you, the main thing in that game next week is that you just got to continue to get better. Let's work on the running game. Let's work on our blocking assignments and improving there because this wasn't a perfect football game for the Wildcats. I mean, obviously getting the win is huge, and Offensively, the passing game was there, but really need to work on the running game because I just got the numbers handed to me here. Rushing 31 carries for 84 yards. We got that big run by Levin towards the end, but yeah, it's just one of those things where there's still some improvement that this football team needs to pull off, but man, what a win tonight, and they need to celebrate this one.
So the Wildcats, as I said, improved to 2-1 on the season. Reitz falls to 2-1. Jasper will be back in action next week here at Jerry Brewer Alumni Stadium as they will take on the Evansville Bossy Bulldogs at 7:30, a kickoff Dubois County time here at Jasper on Friday night. You can see that game next Saturday at 10 a.m. and Sunday at 7 here on 18 WJTS. Reitz, meanwhile, will be back home next week to take on Evansville North at the Reitz Bowl. So again, the final score, Jasper 20, Reitz 14 for Craig Schneider and Jeremy Marcos. I'm Carey Schneider saying good night from Joe Rolleder Field and Jerry Brewer Alumni Stadium.
The preceding was a special presentation by 18 WJTS TV. High school football on WJTS is proudly brought to you by Southern Indiana Propane, Liuna Indiana Laborers District Council, Ubelor & Son Chevy Cadillac Toyota, Dubois County Tire, Carpet Warehouse, Maringer Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning, Just Whimsy, and 18 WJTS, a DC broadcasting company. Thank you for watching.